So I know I'm a little bit late on the Ruth Bader Ginsburg story, but I figured I'm not the go-to source for American judiciary news, so I might as well give this a few days to breathe, plus Jewish holidays and all that, before I had something to add. And at this point, I find it ridiculous that the left is threatening to destroy the republic if Donald Trump appoints a new judge. So basic analysis out here is we're playing off the 2016 Merrick Garland appointment. President appoints, Senate approves. Obama was the president, appointed Merrick Garland. Republicans held the Senate. They didn't approve. They got Trump in. They got Gorsuch over Garland. Now, if Donald Trump pushes through another conservative judge, what the Democrats are talking and doing, and I don't like just purporting unsubstantiated to remove this one guy on Twitter, but now I've heard from many sources. Ibrahim X. Kennedy, who is one of the leaders of the critical theory left, he's like a thought leader among the intelligentsia. No one in the working class would ever care what he has to say. But he wrote like How to Be an Anti-Racist. I've seen him push this, many 1619 people, and sort of center-left people I know are now talking about this as like, oh, they might have to do this, and which is sort of stack the court. So if Trump appoints a justice and it's 6 Republican appointees or 5 Republican appointees plus John Roberts versus 3 Democrat appointees and Roberts, then he might have to add 2 more justices to the Supreme Court, make sure they're radical leftists, to make sure that they have the balance of power. And the excuse for this is abortion. Always abortion. One, even if, like, Donald Trump appoints, like, Clarence Thomas again, then I think you're only going to get 2 votes on the abortion thing. Like, Kavanaugh's going to vote, not going to vote for it. You think Roberts is going to vote to overturn Roe v. Wade? Right now, I think it's Clarence Thomas is the only one who will do it. The other ones are maybes and hard no's. So if you're thinking of abortion, well, you haven't been following these justices, but that makes sense as you're probably on the political left and not following a lot of things. But the real thing here is, why are you threatening to just, basically destroy the democratic institutions? The real thing the left should be pushing right now, and if there's one center-left person watching this, I implore you, and if you even better, if you hate Republicans and conservatives, if you hate me so much, you want to make us look like idiots, you want to destroy Ben Shapiro with facts and logic, the way you should do that is you adopt the Republican and conservative rhetoric on the Supreme Court over the last few decades, use that against the Republicans now. Because the real gotcha point is not this Merrick Garland thing. Oh, the last years of presidency. Like, anyone can look through that. That was a yes, the Republicans gave stupid excuses, and the Democrats did stupid things, and both sides can run ads showing what the Democrats said 4 years ago and Republicans said 4 years ago, and showing how it's all totally hypocritical. We've done that dance before. The real way you undermine actual conservative thought leaders and the actual conservative movement, because we're also very prone to infighting, is you take the position that the Supreme Court should not be used as a super legislature. You should start lobbying to have executive power and judicial power scaled back in favor of legislative power. The legislature has been neutered over the last century of American politics. Same with everywhere else, right? We like to give power to daddy, whoever the daddy is, or maybe it's a mommy if it's Margaret Thatcher. You know what I mean, right? We like to give power to these authorities, and then we like to have, like, this Supreme Court pass laws, right? Right now, the left is using, or likes to think of the Supreme Court as a super legislature. This place where they can push crazy laws, then hopefully, if there's 5 Ruth Bader Ginsburgs, they'll say, yeah, you know what? You can abort a baby inside a church against the will of the priest, while forcing, an imam to watch it. Like, yeah, of course, 5-4. Right? That's kind of how they think laws are passed, and that's not how it should be. Right? The way America is structured, and this is what the left should be pushing right now, is return to constitutional foundations. Scale back the powers of the court to be a super legislature. And you brought this upon yourselves, Democrats, because eventually there's going to be enough Republican presidents who appoint judges who live to a certain amount of times that it would be 6-3 Republicans on the court. And if you want to turn the court into a super legislature with all unlimited powers, well, sometimes it's going to fall into the hands of Republicans. Right? And the argument you make to Republicans is, listen, some point in the next 50 years, there's going to be 6 Democrats on the court. And we shouldn't be able to use that as the super legislature either. But that's what the left always has so much trouble with doing, is imagining that, okay, you have to scale back your power in the same situation too. And the best example of this is like the police brutality thing. No conversations have ever been had about, police brutality, criminal justice reform, or any of that. We skipped over that. It's just like, kneeling in kunta cloth. That's the extent of our conversation. But it's the same thing is talking with, left-wing people who are trying to scale police and with left-wing teachers here and the teachers' unions. Oh, we got to scale back. The police unions have too much power. I agree. But to scale back police union power, you realize you might also have to scale back the power of other unions, like the teachers' union. Whoa, 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 then... You know, same type of thing. If the left wants to make a good argument, following the appointment of someone who's not as radically left as Ruth Bader Ginsburg to sit on the Supreme Court, which would give the Supreme Court a conservative majority, John Roberts doesn't count, for the first time in a while, you should be making the argument that the Supreme Court should not act as a super legislature. That will force people like Dennis Prager and Ben Shapiro to support you or look like major, major, major intellectual hypocrites. And that will actually hurt them. But they'll probably remain in the principles and agree with you and try and scale back the powers of the judiciary, which is what you want. Because someone's coming after your abortions. By the way, no one's coming after your abortions. Everyone, shut up about the abortions. Such a stupid track to take this whole thing on.